As part of your yearly SOLIDWORKS subscription, you now have access to myCADtools, over 50 tools that help expand functionality within SOLIDWORKS and also allow you to streamline some of the more repetitive daily tasks all users face. It's also a Gold Partner product, so fully integrated into the SOLIDWORKS interface. With so many available, we wanted to give you a quick overview of the tools, who they are for, and what benefits you can get from using them. Let's take a look at ASSEMBLYBOARD first. If you create drawings, this is an ideal tool to create a graphical representation of all your parts. ASSEMBLYBOARD allows you to create component drawings from bills of materials for all your SOLIDWORKS assemblies. Simply select the BOM and ASSEMBLYBOARD will gather all the custom properties you might want to display on your component drawings. A favourite layout can be saved for reuse, and it will save time the next time you use the tool. A pictorial representation of the BOM is generated automatically, showing the custom properties for each part specified. It's a useful tool to visually represent an assembly. Cutting optimisation. If you work with welded frameworks or any design that use profiles, cutting optimisation can help you understand the best stock lengths to purchase and also optimise your cutting schedules. Simply select a SOLIDWORKS weldment cut list to load into the tool, and the software will read the information from the database. If you are manufacturing more than one item, a quantity option is included. Colours can be applied to profiles for easy identification later, and you can specify the orientation of each profile individually. Extra profiles can be added directly into the cut list without the need to modify the model. Once complete, you can then choose the length of stock profiles you are buying and ask the software to calculate the most efficient length between two values. Control over increments is available, and the percentage waste is calculated automatically, allowing you to run multiple what-if scenarios. A great way to save time and optimise your cuts. Next up we have Drive Assembly. Drive Assembly is best suited to anyone designing moving assemblies. Very much like the Make controller in SOLIDWORKS, we can control the movement of an assembly by dimensions, specifying start, end and step values. A path of the movement can be traced for points on the model, and you can step through each of the points in a tabular view. There is also an interference option to help you understand at which step an interference occurs, along with advanced options like creating a body at each step of the movement. Really useful for understanding and troubleshooting mechanised systems. Sheet metal manufacturing. Sheet metal manufacturing enables you to obtain an automated file export of all flat pattern views of sheet metal parts for a project. This export can be obtained from a part or an assembly. The parts comprising several sheet metal bodies are also managed. It's also possible to select the project documents or use the active document. You can add other sheet metal properties as well. In the options, the results can either be a SOLIDWORKS drawing or a DXF or DWG file. Sheet metal manufacturing groups together the panels by thickness, or in a single sheet, a single file, or different sheets or different files. It's possible to display the sheet metal properties below for each unfolded view. Finally, you can choose your file name and destination folder. In this example, we've chosen to group the thicknesses together into different sheets in a single DXF file, a really useful tool for processing information for sheet metal manufacture. SMARTBOM. SMARTBOM brings more advanced BOM creation than SOLIDWORKS currently offers. Just select an assembly file, drawing or directory containing the documents. Column customization is available here too, so you only show the information you are interested in. Equations can also be added between columns, for example to calculate the total cost. Different BOMs are generated automatically, for example an assembly BOM, but advanced customization is also available, so we could just show a BOM of bought out parts, or just assemblies, or even just weldments. Customization of these tabs is also available so that you can create your own type. Export in multiple different formats is available too. A great way to expand on the BOM functionality of SOLIDWORKS. MARKFOLDLINES. MARKFOLDLINES enables you to automatically create cutouts at the end of each fold line for each sheet metal body. This can be done from part level or on multiple sheet metal parts at assembly level. Simply launch the tool and select the shape of the mark you want to make from the available options. Custom cutouts can also be added if required. The tool will then process the sheet metal body and remove material as you have specified, marking the fold line to the operator. This takes a commonly manual process and automates it with its own property manager and set of comprehensive options. Smart Properties. Smart Properties allows you to quickly fill in properties based on a defined template. Think the SOLIDWORKS Property tab builder but with more options. Everything is controlled by a property manager on the right hand side. Choosing a component from an assembly loads the part property template. You can choose which configuration the property applies to. Multiple selections are also available. You can create custom drop-down lists, serial numbers, and you can even specify the material here too. The template editor can be launched at any time, allowing quick edits to be made. There are advanced features for renaming documents based on custom properties as well. This is one of the most widely used myCADtools worldwide. Batch Properties. In SOLIDWORKS, when you want to modify a property, you need to open each document one by one. Batch Properties allows you to automate these actions on multiple files through its own interface without opening the documents. You can select an entire folder or SOLIDWORKS document directly. If a folder is selected, Batch Properties automatically selects the documents. You can filter based on certain criteria, add a list of properties to be added, modified or deleted. A simple and effective way to edit properties automatically on a SOLIDWORKS project. Smart Drawings. Put simply, smart drawings can take all parts, subassembly and assemblies and create drawings from them using multiple templates. Simply load in the active document, select individual parts or even add a folder. You can then specify the template required for each file type and a naming convention you want to use. Select what you would like to include using options similar to the SOLIDWORKS model items and also add BOM or cut lists. You can even specify scaling options. Then just run the tool and all the drawings for the files selected will be created. This can be a great time saver if you have numerous drawings to create. Next up is FACEFONTS. FACEFONTS enables you to modify the font for all the edges of faces in a drawing view. In a part or assembly drawing, simply select one or more faces in one or more views. Then specify colour, thickness and a line type. After confirming, the tool will change all the edges of the face selected, much faster than doing this individually like you would have to with SOLIDWORKS functionality. You can even store favourites for reuse. Tolerances. Tolerances enables you to apply tolerances to groups of dimensions, but more importantly, switch between minimum, maximum or average values. Firstly, apply the tolerance to the dimensions automatically or by using the available filters. You can use SOLIDWORKS tolerances or use tolerance tables. The second tab allows me to recalculate the dimensions according to my tolerances. In this case, we want to look at average values. A configuration is generated within the dimension at those values, and I can quickly switch to this in my assembly to understand the impact this has on any clearances. If you are manufacturing to tolerances, this is a great addition to help check and define appropriate tolerances on your model. Copy options. Copy options enables you to copy the SOLIDWORKS options from a reference document to another or several other documents of the same type. You can use the active document or one which has been created or modified beforehand. Then simply select a folder to have the contents processed or choose individual documents. Using the Copy Options tab, we can specify which options are to be copied, for example the custom properties, and can also include things like material part colour or calculated density. Another powerful option is to replace the drawing templates of the files with new ones. Perfect if you have received files from a subcontractor or need to update the drawing border with a new style. Another great time saver if you need to do these kind of operations often. Scale Dimension. This is a great tool for anyone really, but probably most useful for anyone in the moulding or plastics industry. In SOLIDWORKS, the Scale tool scales the body or part and leaves the as-built dimensions at their original value. However, there are some situations where this isn't ideal. Scale dimensions in myCADtools will actually multiply the as-built dimensions by the scale factor being applied. This can be all dimensions or a selection. It will also exclude patterned or angled dimensions. You can use manual mode and select the dimensions to be changed graphically or from a generated table. This gives you a much more comprehensive set of scale tools than SOLIDWORKS does by default. CLEANPROJECT. CLEANPROJECT enables you to clean the contents of a folder, deleting any files that are no longer linked to the assembly being processed. Just specify the name of the assembly or select several assemblies, then select the folder to be cleaned. Search options are available for reference parts or drawings, and you can specify the folder the cleaned files are moved into. You can also specify the type of file to be processed. On the next screen you can review the actions being performed. This will highlight any of the files that will be moved and the ones that will be left behind. A great tool for cleaning up large folder structures, making administration much easier. PROJECTEXPLORER. Renaming multiple SOLIDWORKS files can be a time-consuming process, especially if you're not using PDM. PROJECTEXPLORER simplifies this task and expands on core SOLIDWORKS functionality. Simply copy the location of the references and files you want to manage and open PROJECTEXPLORER. Paste the path in and run the analysis. PROJECTEXPLORER will detail what types of files and how many of each are contained within the folder. With PROJECTEXPLORER open, reorganizing files is easy. Here we can create a folder for parts and a folder for assemblies. Because PROJECTEXPLORER is running, any reorganization we do will automatically update the references. There are advanced renaming functions available too, and all references will be updated and maintained correctly. Another tool to help you reorganize and manage your SOLIDWORKS data quickly. On to create sections. This is a great tool for all SOLIDWORKS users. SOLIDWORKS functionality doesn't extend to creating multiple section planes, sketches or axes for 3D models, and this is where Create Sections comes in. We can create multiple planes, sketches and axes through a 3D model, all through one interface. Simply choose your selections, in our case an edge, a curve and a plane, and specify your options. We even have a max button to calculate the maximum number of planes needed. All created entities are grouped into folders to clean up the feature tree. This tool can also be used on assemblies. Where used. Like SOLIDWORKS Explorer, where used enables you to search for any assemblies that contain the parts selected. There are additional options for searching multiple configurations of a file, which is an added capability to core SOLIDWORKS. Simply choose the components and configurations you want to run a where used on, and then select a folder or folders. Run the search and the results are displayed for you. Right-click options are available if you need to browse to the directory or open the files. Next up is UnSewBody. This tool is perfect for anyone dealing with imported geometry or creating surface models. SOLIDWORKS includes the facility to sew surfaces together with the knit command, but doesn't have a facility to separate them. This is where UnSewBodies comes in. The tool can be used on either edges or faces and will separate a single surface body into multiple surface bodies. This can be useful for a number of situations when working with surface models or imported parts. BATCHCONVERTOR. BATCHCONVERTOR enables you to automatically convert a list of SOLIDWORKS documents in all formats supported by SOLIDWORKS. Filters are available to choose which type of SOLIDWORKS files to export, and will filter any formats that are not possible for the selected document type. Multiple exports can be selected all at once, saving you time on this kind of operation. In the same way, we can also perform bulk import tasks. For example, with a set of IGES files. This can all be done without opening the files one by one in SOLIDWORKS. Advanced options are available for sheet metal parts, or even to add custom stamps to all SOLIDWORKS drawings. BATCHCONVERTOR can save a huge amount of time on these repetitive tasks. Version history. Version history enables you to display the history of a SOLIDWORKS file, part, assemblies or drawings, and therefore track the changes made to that file. All major versions of SOLIDWORKS and service packs in which the file has been saved are listed. For each history function, the versions, date created and last modified date are listed. This information can be useful for tracking changes and also understanding who made what change when and in which version the file was created. Next up is Select Material. Select Material can be used by all users and allows for quick searching of materials within the SOLIDWORKS database. When you select one of the materials, you can see all of its properties. You can then modify them if you want to. Here we can edit the cross-hatching. We can apply filters to help us search for the appropriate material. For example, let's look for a material with a Young's modulus above 215 gigapascal. Then just click Search for the filtered list. Custom properties can be added to the materials and they will be transferred over to the part. This tool can make it much easier to filter and customize the default materials, allowing for quicker material selection. Next up is ColorChart. This tool is great for anyone using standard color charts to change the appearance of their model. ColorChart allows you to apply colors from 3 standard color charts, Pantone, RAL or RGB, without the need for looking up the values from the internet. Simply select a color from the relevant chart and apply at the correct hierarchy, face, feature, body or part. A much more efficient way of applying colors. Next we'll look at CURVEEQUATION. CURVEEQUATION is more suited to anyone who needs to work with complicated curves or perhaps works with surface modeling or industrial design. In a part or assembly, CURVEEQUATION enables you to very quickly and easily create 2D or 3D curves directly from parametric equations. Filling in the required values in the specific interface allows the curve to build in SOLIDWORKS for you. There are numerous options for controlling the limit and precision of the curve, along with whether the curve will be 2D or 3D. This tool builds on the existing SOLIDWORKS functionality and is worth a look if you have found that the SOLIDWORKS equation-driven curve didn't have enough flexibility or options. Another tool called Curve Data adds an extra set of options for working with curves. Here we create curves by reading in data from external sources like text files or Excel. Simply specify the file to import. Here we'll use an XYZ Excel file. Multiple files can be selected and then specify the options. Blank lines separate curves. The curves will be created based on your selection. You can do this multiple times within the same file. Another handy tool if you are using curves on a regular basis. Next up we have CREATEPOINTS. This can be useful for all users but can have applications for coordinate measuring machines, reverse engineering or manufacturing requirements. SOLIDWORKS doesn't offer any solution to automatically generate 2D or 3D sketch points across a series of curve or continuous surfaces. However, with myCADtools we can achieve this easily. Simply selecting single or multiple curves allows us to choose the type of spacing along with start and end offsets. We can even export this information to a text file. On surfaces we can choose a distribution by projecting a grid onto faces. There are options for spacing, symmetry and also whether to include holes. Export is again possible with the face options. Let's look at EASYPRINT next. EASYPRINT expands the default SOLIDWORKS printing options into an easy-to-use interface. All printers connected to the machine are shown and properties of each printer can be accessed. We have additional options for line thickness, margins, print layout and whether to force automatic scaling. Another great feature is the ability to save favourites, saving you time the next time you print. Edge annotations. Edge annotations allow you to insert values for edges of underdefined shapes in SOLIDWORKS. The tool is based on the rules and symbols of ISO 13715. This functionality does not exist in core SOLIDWORKS. Simply select the edges and key in the relevant values. This can be done individually or globally depending on what you need to do. Get Coordinates 2D. In a 2D drawing, this tool allows you to create a custom table of coordinates from reference points on the model. Simply select a template, define your origin, and a table is created. Any subsequent selections will be added to the table automatically. This adds additional functionality to the SOLIDWORKS table tools and allows for more advanced information to be shown in tabular format. Get Coordinates 3D. Get Coordinates 3D enables you to create labels automatically for a part or assembly to display coordinates of vertices or entities. You have a choice to create 3D annotations or export the coordinates to a text file. You can select points or vertices with filters available to help. Then choose your extraction reference. You can then choose which values are extracted and their format, useful for adding specific annotations to your 3D models. That's all the time we have available and all the tools we can show you, but there are more tools available, over 50 in total. I would encourage you to take a look at our website to discover them all, or check out our YouTube channel for more detailed videos on how to use them. If you are interested in finding out more, please get in contact with us.